Hello everybody and welcome. I just want to say real quick, if you've just stumbled across this channel and you're new, why not hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications and join us on the journey to 3,000 subscribers. And if you really want to help me out, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. But anyway, let's get back to the video. Hey everyone, what is going on? So Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather, that fight is really not that far away now. So today I thought, why don't we talk about what we should kind of expect? Now, right, so I will say straight up, I do like Logan Paul and I don't like Floyd Mayweather. But despite that, I'm not going to be biased and say to everybody, look, I think Logan Paul is going to destroy Mayweather just because I like Logan. Because I'd be crazy if I'd be saying that. Like, personally, I don't see how Logan really has a chance to even beat Mayweather. But, I'm not going to make a video explaining why I think Mayweather will win because, it's boring, and that's pretty much what everyone else has been saying. So of course I want to talk about what would happen if Logan Paul beat Mayweather, because let's be honest, that's the most interesting outcome of this fight, if it ever happened. So yeah, let's just jump into it and let's talk about what would happen if the impossible actually became possible. What would happen if Logan Paul somehow managed to defeat one of the best boxers to ever live? Okay, so in order to even start talking about this, let's talk about how Logan would even have a chance to even beat Mayweather. So, firstly, you got to take into account, Mayweather is 44 years old and Logan Paul is only 26. Yes, Mayweather may be a phenomenal boxer, however, he's out of his prime. Yes, the dude may still be incredibly fit, but being that age, his reaction speed, it won't be as good as it was back in his prime. So basically, the only chance Logan even has to even get close to beating Mayweather is he has to be very quick. Logan has to be faster than Mayweather, which, it seems almost impossible because Mayweather's one of the quickest reacting fighters of all time. He's basically the best defensive boxer ever. And Logan, to win this fight, he cannot take his time. He cannot be slow. Logan has to be as fast as possible. Now, Logan being very fast is probably the most important thing about this entire fight and the outcome of the fight. Because you have to remember this. With Mayweather, yes, he's a phenomenal defensive boxer. However, his defense is basically rolling punches off his shoulder and leaning back. Now obviously this would work against someone the same height as him because obviously he can get out of that reach distance. However, with Logan's extra reach because of his massive size, there could potentially be a way for him in order to counter Floyd's counter by rolling off the So Logan does have a massive advantage to all of Floyd Mayweather's previous opponents. Because Logan Paul is so much bigger than Mayweather, obviously his reach is going to be a lot bigger. Can Logan figure out a way how to use that extra reach to stop Mayweather slipping his punches and obviously trying to roll it off his shoulders? In a nutshell, Logan Paul needs to find a way how to throw punches faster than Floyd can react. And if Logan is fast enough to stop Floyd deflecting all his punches, Logan could potentially have a chance here. And the thing is we all know, it's very hard to hit Mayweather. He's a very slippery fighter. When Logan does land a punch, every single punch needs to be powerful. Because let's be real, there's no way that Logan Paul is going to have the same conditioning as Floyd Mayweather. Even though Floyd Mayweather is 44 years old, the guy's conditioning is like superhuman. Nobody even comes close to it. So if Logan wants to actually win this fight, there's no point in him trying to go the distance because Mayweather will he will not fade no matter what. So the only chance that Logan has is every punch that he lands, he needs to be a power shot. And from what we've seen with the KSI fight, Logan seriously cannot rely on using his jab. Obviously, yes, he can use the jab to keep Floyd at a distance. That's fair enough. However, he has to throw the damaging shots. He has to throw his hooks, his overhands, his straight rights. He has to throw everything. And the most recent boxing footage that we have of Logan Paul, because he's kept it kind of on the down low. The most recent boxing footage we have of Logan is, yes, okay, it is in one of his vlogs. So, you can kind of question how legit it is. But in the boxing footage that we saw, Logan fought 4 guys who were massive. These proper in-shape athletes. And it was promising. If it was legit, fair play to Logan. He was completely different to how he fought JJ. Logan was actually aggressive, like he was actually moving forward. He barely threw his jab, he was throwing his hooks, he was throwing everything he should have done. And, if he could hurt some guys that are that big, imagine what Logan could do if he actually went towards Mayweather and put all his power into someone that's that small. I know it sounds crazy, but if Logan went in there with the mentality of trying to rip Mayweather's head off, and he went in there with aggression, we could all be surprised. He could actually potentially pull something off here. And obviously, if Logan is going to come in there throwing a flurry of punches with some proper speed, with that extended reach, I don't see how Mayweather could deflect them punches from someone with such long reach, unless he was doing some stuff like Neo from The Matrix. So in this unlikely situation where Mayweather actually loses to Logan Paul, what would happen? Well, let's be real. Mayweather would look like one of the biggest clowns in the world right now. Imagine what the boxing world would think when one of their fighters, who they consider one of the greatest of all time, got beaten by a YouTuber who's boxed for probably about 2 years. 100% Mayweather would be so embarrassed that he would want to get straight back on it, and he would call for a rematch. He would call to fight Jake. He would not leave his career ending with Logan Paul beating him, trust me. He would want a rematch. He'd want to fight Jake. He'd want to do anything in order to get his reputation back. And the best thing for Logan is, say if Eddie Hearn sees Logan drop Mayweather, Eddie Hearn's going to see dollar signs in them eyes, and he's going to offer Logan many more fights.
How you doing, all right? Yeah. Good? Yeah.
And the best thing for Logan is if Eddie Hearn sees that. Imagine the dollar signs Eddie Hearn will see with that. You have to think all of these boxers will then look at Logan and think, Jesus, he just knocked out Mayweather. I want a piece of this. And Eddie Hearn will obviously get involved in this because it's easy money. I just want to say real quick, some people have said to me that if Logan beats Mayweather, that then makes KSI better than Mayweather. Right, I just want to say this real quick. Someone that has boxed for 1 year is a completely different boxer to someone who's been boxing for 2 years. You could kind of make the argument that, you don't really change that much as a fighter if you've been boxing for like 10 years and then when it's the 11th year, there's not going to be much of a change. But the difference between 1 and 2 years of training, you are essentially an entirely different boxer. So the boxer that KSI fought was completely different to the boxer that Floyd Mayweather will fight. So for anyone saying that KSI would then beat Mayweather, just shh, because that doesn't make any sense. But on the plus side, because JJ has slagged off this fight and said how stupid it is, imagine if Floyd lost to Logan. I bet you 100% KSI will say, okay, if he could beat Mayweather, let's see if he can beat me. And then we might potentially get KSI versus Logan 3. And that is exciting. But you also have to remember, if Logan beat Mayweather, he would get so many fight opportunities because other boxers would want a piece of Logan. And, this basically means that the Paul brothers, Jake Paul and Logan Paul, become some of the biggest names in boxing. And do you not just think this is mental to think Logan Paul and Jake Paul are in the boxing world? 2 years ago, they were off making cringeworthy vlogs. How has this happened? It just blows my mind. In all reality, my honest opinion, do I think that Logan will knock out Mayweather or even win? Probably not. I think the only person to actually put Mayweather in his place is Canelo Alvarez. Because obviously Canelo Alvarez is now in his prime when Mayweather fought him before he wasn't. But yeah, in a nutshell, if Logan Paul beat Mayweather, Mayweather would become probably the biggest clown this year. And I think Logan and Jake would be offered some serious contracts with some real professional fighters. And who knows what would happen. I could probably see Logan taking a fight with another boxer, like an actual boxer, more seriously than Jake. I think Jake will probably continue doing his clout route where he's trying to fight people under the Triller event. you know, Jake's trying to fight people under Triller, and they're more for the entertainment side. And, you know, I could see Logan taking it the more professional route, but hey, if it happens, if Logan does beat Mayweather, no matter what, it's going to be crazy what happens. So yeah, obviously this fight is coming up soon. If I get any updates, I will of course make videos about it. I will keep everybody updated. And just want to say, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to help me out, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you comment something down below. Anyway guys, thank you again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!